The Paul Leslie Hour, helping people tell their stories. And now, your host, Paul Leslie.
Hey, it's me. Thank you as always for joining us on the Paul Leslie Hour. I present a recording made at the 18th annual John Jarrard Foundation concert. This is an interview with Jonathan Singleton. It was recorded September 28th, 2019 in Gainesville, Georgia at the Brenau University Front Lawn. Now this is an authentic field recording. This was not recorded in some posh studio. Now, those recordings are nice to have, but once in a while you want to get out and meet people and see life as it's happening. This interview was unique. We were seated under a little gazebo, and at one point someone recognized him and they thought that they wanted to go up and say hello to him. So that's left in the interview. You're getting a very real experience here. Was there some background noise? Well, of course. As I said, this was not a studio. This was outside. Let me know what you think. I think it's a good interview, and I think you're going to enjoy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a few moments. We're at the 18th annual John Jarrard Songwriters Festival. I'm with an award-winning hit songwriter, a singer. His songs have been recorded by everyone from Billy Currington, Gary Allan, Josh Turner, Tim McGraw, Luke Combs, just to name a few. Jonathan Singleton.
Nice. Thank you for having me, man.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Absolutely.
I spent a lot of today listening, going back, studying your music.
You listen to everybody's songs today?
Well, two of them I knew really well.
Okay, good.
But
good.
I enjoy it.
Nice.
A big question, but why do you write?
Oh, man, I just always have. That's a good question. I always have. When I started playing, my brother played in kind of cover bands and stuff, and we weren't good enough to learn those Pearl Jam songs and Stone Temple Pilots songs, so we wrote our own songs. And then we just kind of continued to do that. And it is my favorite process I don't super love playing anymore. And never really, I enjoyed the band process, the band on stage. But I never was vying for the attention of the audience. And when I figured out I could be the guy behind the guy behind the guy, I was very, very excited about that. And I love the process of a new artist or a established artist coming in and going, I need this, and I kind of want it to be this way, or listening to their music and figuring out the way I think it ought to go next. I love that. If I wasn't making money doing it, I'd be doing it anyway. I truly believe that.
Do you think that there are any misconceptions about what you do?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think, over the past 10 years I've been in town, it's a little more, people know, as far as fans of an artist, know that they don't write all their songs. But my first cut, I mean, people have told me a lot of times, that it was Gary Allan watching airplanes, and they think he wrote that song. I mean, and we played him out as a band. I had a record deal at one time. We played him out, and they thought we were playing cover songs, but we weren't. I had 4 or 5 songs that were on the radio. We played them out. And I think that, and I also think I ran into a guy back home a few years back, and he said, "Hey man, congratulations on all your success, man. I heard you wrote that song for so-and-so, and you're working on another one." Like I'd only written 2 songs in my, it's like, we're working, and we work hard, and the guys that work the hardest are the ones that, a lot of times they get songs on the radio, I feel like in Nashville, everybody's kind of the same talent level. I say that, they're not, but I like to think that way, and the guy that works the hardest is the guy that gets the rewards for it. So I'm there late, I'm there early, and I stay late every day when all those other songwriters go home, and that's how I feel like I'm getting stuff done.
Do you think that that's probably the biggest reason that some writers, artists in general, they don't make it? Is it really about work ethic?
I think it is. I mean, that's the way I do it, 100%. I mean, I know my pops, preached at the Church of Christ, and then he sold welding supplies and broke horses, and he didn't just have one job, he had 3 or 4 jobs, and I feel like we're the same way. You know, we're producers and songwriters and guitar players and therapists and managers and all that stuff, you know, even if we don't get paid for those things. I think that's the way I've approached it and continue and will continue to until they kick me out of town, you know. But yeah, I think so. I mean, I see the young guys going home at 3 o'clock, you know. They go, I got to go home and let my dogs out. They go, well, I got 2 kids at home and they hadn't seen me in a week. You know what I mean? I don't really care about your dog. I mean, I think that, yes. Yeah.
Can you recall where you were the first time you heard a song that you wrote on the radio?
100%, yeah.
All right.
I lived in Jackson, Tennessee for probably 2 years, driving back and forth to Nashville trying to get something going on. And we were moving out of our apartment, if you want to call it that, in Jackson, Tennessee. It was not the nicest place in the whole world. We were moving out, and we were moving to Franklin, to another not so nice apartment. But it came on the radio as we were moving the last of our stuff out of the house to move to Nashville, basically. Yeah. But I remember clearly it was Watching Airplanes. Gary Allan was my first cut, first hold, first everything. I was super blessed for that one. Yeah, it went great. Yeah.
That has to be. You were you just floored? I mean,
I was floored. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea how it happened. You know, what the process that it took to get it there. I had no idea how much money I was going to make, or if I was going to make any at all. Yeah, and hearing it on country radio, you know, it's still, there's something amazing about that. It doesn't matter if you're a huge country music fan or not. You know, it's there's something about hearing it. I heard 2. I remember them all. I heard "Beer Never Broke My Heart" in Nashville on one of those pedal taverns this morning. As we drove by, they were playing "Beer Never Broke My Heart." We stopped at Cracker Barrel, and they were playing a Maddie and Tay song of ours. So I remember them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. This is probably a tough question, but who has done the best rendition of one of your songs?
Oh man, whoever the new guy who just did one. I did love Josh Turner's version of Why Don't We Just Dance. It was completely different than my version. It was the artist's interpretation of that song. It was nothing like the demo, nothing like, I mean, we obviously sing way different. He's a baritone, and they call me ma'am in the drive-thru at Wendy's. So I loved that one. I thought it was great. I thought it was produced great, and I still love hearing that one.
I want to talk about, I'm hoping you can tell us about Diamond Rings and Old Barstows.
Sure.
Now that is a song.
Thank you very much, man. I wrote that with Luke Laird and Barry Dean on a day. I think Rascal Flatts were cutting at the time. We were trying to write a Rascal Flatts song that day, and we circled around kind of a Rascal Flatts version kind of thing that we thought they would love, and we beat on it and beat on it and beat on it. Maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, we were messing around with this kind of funny super country song. You know, just kind of breaking the monotony of the ride, take our minds off of it for a minute. And in the funny song, which our lyrics were all dirty and horrible, but Luke Laird said, he said the phrase "Diamond Rings and Old Barstows," and me and Barry just kind of stopped. We're like, oh, wait a minute now, that's really kind of great. And so we beat on that song for about 45 minutes. We wrote that song. And then we went back to the thing we thought would make us money. And when we got done with the song, we said, oh man, I love this song. Nobody will ever, ever, ever cut that song. And about a year later, Tim McGraw heard it and cut it. And that is one of my favorite ones. I feel like it's lyrically sound, and I love singing it and playing it.
Great song.
Thank you.
Being that you're a songwriter, do you ever hear something that someone says and you think to yourself, man, that's a title? Like, there was a woman over here and she said, I'm too old a woman to raise a man.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like that.
Is that how you
That's all we do, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody else said, but I'm never fully listening to the conversation. I'm always wondering if that was a song title every time somebody says something. And I've got those in my phone. I've got Evernote, and I keep up with everything, any version of that anybody has said. Yeah.
I got to tell you a real quick story. This is my son, Landon.
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey, Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is my buddy Trey.
Hey, Trey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
In Nashville for the Bluebird months ago, and we were trying to figure out who was doing this show. So we already had a few.
Yeah.
We'd already heard Cold Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Oh, yeah.
He Googled who wrote it.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, Jonathan Singleton. So I was talking to Wyatt. I said, you know Jonathan Singleton? Oh, yeah, I know him. I said, can we get him? So that's how it started.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Google who wrote this.
That's great. That's great. Thank y'all. Yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
I guess an event like this, it's interesting because you get to meet face to face the people who are the fans of the music.
No doubt about it. Yes. That appreciate songwriters and stuff like that. And yeah, it's great. It's great. And it's unbelievable also that people do that. Tin Pan South in Nashville is kind of the same thing. It's like a group of these weird people who love songwriters, you know. And that's great. Yeah, we super appreciate it and enjoy it.
As I was mentioning at the beginning, you've had a number of cuts. Is there anyone that you think I would love to have them do one of my songs that hasn't yet?
Sure. Oh, all of them who haven't, yes. I mean, I've always wanted a Keith Urban cut. I love Keith Urban stuff. I think that would be great. I had one time, and it didn't make the record. Actually, twice. I've had he's cut two of my songs, but they haven't made the record. A lot of the new guys, you know, I want to, and I know Eric Church, and we toured with him a whole lot. I've never had Eric cut. Devin Dawson, absolutely love everything Devin does. There's a ton. There's a ton of those, you know. I got a Carly Pearson. No, it came out yesterday. Carly Pearson, Lee Brice duet. I was pretty pumped to have Lee Brice thing. Thank you. Yeah, big fan of his. But I'm a fan of a lot of those. Most of them that are in town. I mean, that's what I'm doing on a daily basis. We're waiting on them to like one of my songs. You know. Yeah.
What is the best thing about being Jonathan Singleton?
Man, my two gorgeous kids and my beautiful wife, and super lucky to do something that a lot of people don't get to do, and I don't think even know happens really. I didn't know. I didn't know people wrote songs for a living, and when I found out, I ran towards it like as fast as I could. And that's it. That's enough for me, man. I'm good, you know.
I always like to end my interviews. I just let the guest take the stage. And this isn't limited to music. For anyone who's tuned in, what would you say to that person?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm assuming that if they're listening to it, what is your thing?
It's
podcast?
Yeah, it is.
Podcast? Okay. Is it music-based?
Mostly music, but yeah. I'm all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I probably just because we just touched on it, you know, I think those things that feel unreachable, you know, I felt like even when I heard about songwriting, I was probably 26 or 27 when I even heard people did that for a living, and I thought, well, that's probably insanely unattainable, you know, and I had no idea how to go about it or figure it out, and just if you just dare to be dumb, you know. Which I do on a daily basis, you know, and reckless optimism, I feel like gets you a long way, especially in the music business. You know, those guys like that phrase got made up for me from Drake White. He's recklessly optimistic. You know, he's just always up and also dare to be dumb. You know, his stage show and all that stuff is insane. Those are the guys to me that feel like stand the test of time. And just to head towards that, whatever that thing is, with reckless abandon, you know, that's what I've done, and it's paid off, and I'm good. I don't have to have any more songs on the radio, but I love getting songs on the radio. I've always said if there's top 40, then I want 40 songs in the top 40. That's what I want. But, you know, I just found something I like to do. I also don't believe the thing that people say, if you found something you love, you'll never work a day in your life, because I work every day. I work hard, and But there's something to that. I mean, there's something of that nature. We've done a lot of stuff at schools and small town. I grew up in a tiny small town, and I remember so well going around the room and he goes, "What are you going to do when you grow up?" And I always thought I wanted to do something in music, but I would never dare say that because I would get made fun of. Or you say, "Oh, you're never going to do that." You say football player, you say baseball player, like that stuff seems attainable, but for some reason music didn't. And it might have been where we were geographically. I don't know, but I try to tell all those kids that if you find something like that, you run towards it. Run towards it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Singleton, continued success.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you taking a few minutes.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, let me
Got it?
unhook you.
Thanks, bud. That's great, man.
I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
Ba doodly beep bop dee da dee bumpity boo rapati kanaza jip pop kila kanat sa gil bond good tingy jiga manga but ya hunga I guess I get back in the e daga go I got the inga rock tinga langa bo I kick oh goodbye.